Hey guys, so three things that I wanted to talk about that are going to bring you from that beginner level to that intermediate level really quick. These are probably things you're already starting to learn, but to have them brought out in front of you is just going to make it that much quicker. So first, before I even get started, change your strings every 4 to 5 months. It doesn't matter what guitar it is. I see too many beginners with just bad string habits. So the first and probably the most valuable is going to be the bends. So if you're coming in and you're doing some kind of little lick, like you can make that a lot more interesting with a little bit of vibrato. And every time I stop, I try and do a little bit of vibrato, just a little bit of shakiness on the hand here, and that's all coming from my wrist. And I can do that with my pinky too, because I'm not moving my fingers. It's all coming from my wrist. It's all coming from back here, because that's so much stronger than my fingers. So lots of cool stuff you do with the vibrato. And a lot of cool stuff with the bends too. So you can practice that for hours and hours and days, just getting the notes to end. Getting the notes to end with that that little bit of passion. Just putting a little bit of passion in there. The thing you could do with bends then is obviously, up, down. You could start with a bend and drop into the note. You could also do a bend with another note. So and those sound kind of cool. So the next thing that I think is, I hear just all the time, man, and it's the dead giveaway that you're a beginner, is the note length. So if you let everything run together, that's just so frustrating to hear. So muting the stuff with your left hand is going to be super important. And then what you could do with your right hand is, if you got the right note length here, you could practice by putting your palm on the strings and just clicking it. So you could do a lick like, and that sounds really cool even if you just ride one note. The palm muting, just palm flat on the guitar, and just practice that. So the last thing that I think is super important is just how hard you hit. So a beginner starts out and I think they all kind of hit pretty hard or pretty soft. I think it's a really interesting based on your personality, how fast, how hard you're coming in there the first time. But when you learn, you want to start being more confident with it. So I'm really just plucking the crap out of it. And it's given that really hard, fast attack. I'm actually almost like pulling the string off. And with those rubs, I'm doing the click, I'm doing the muting that we talked about a little bit earlier. And just pulling that together. But the harder you can hit and be super precise, maybe not so much on chords. I like chords to be a little bit more pulled out. But if I'm doing a solo and I'm trying to take the lead, and I'm putting that vibrato, that's just one note of vibrato and a good hit. Right? So That's not too difficult. So to recap what we were talking about, first of all, the bends, everything's coming from your wrist. You can focus on just doing vibrato. You just sit there and ooh, ooh, and then bends, vibrato. Making sure you're cutting your notes short. You know, acoustic and electric sound different. They're different sustains. Working on the right hand, so still talking about like the note length, how you're moving your hands around, and then the last key thing, hit the crap out of them with your pick, or you don't even need a pick. But those should help you go from a beginner to an intermediate.